Rebecca with Total Life Hacker. I'm here today to say, are you feeling like your wallet is a little empty or your bank account is a little low? I think we're all feeling the pinch of the penny right now. And I think one of the things that I've come up with, and this is not something new, it's not rocket science or anything like that, is that we all need to consider some of these hacks and start taking control of our finances. Number one is we need to budget. Budgeting is so important. If you don't know where your money's going, how are you going to know where to cut back at? How are you going to know what your needs are and get back on track for 2023? So you got to start with a budget. There are lots of great budgeting apps out there. Every Dollar's one of them. There's other ones that I've seen, but what I personally do is I write it down in a notebook. I have that hard copy of it, and then I also keep a copy on my phone. And that way, whenever I'm out and about, I can just refer back to it and look at it. So we set the budget. We personally have two different accounts. One is for our groceries, gas, and like clothing expenses, or if we were to go out to eat, it would be all in that one account. And then we have another account that we put most like our bills and Amazon and things like that would come out of that account. And so you got to figure out where your money is going. This is like such an important eye-opening experience if you have never done it before. But even if you have a budget, are you sticking to it? Go back, review it, check over your budget, and see where you can cut back on things. Are you going to the movies too much? Are you going out to eat too much? Are you spending too much in the grocery store? I know we all feel this way, but there are ways we can save money, even at the grocery store. We do have to eat. We have to have a house to live in. We have to have clothes, and we have to have electricity. Those are all important things, and we need gas, right? But we can plan out in our budget, like how much money we're going to put toward that. And that means if we only have $50 in gas and we know it takes us $25 to get back and forth to work, then we only have $25 left, or another half a tank maybe, to be able to go to extra things like go to the park or whatever that is. We also take that in consideration with our family. We don't just go driving around all the time because gas is really expensive. And our car does take a lot of gas. And so we try to be aware of what we're spending even on gas and seeing how we can cut back on that. So number two thing is try to eat what is in your freezer. I know we just came off of a holiday. Maybe you've been eating leftovers and you're kind of tired of that, but hopefully you have stocked up on some things in the freezer. I know that I did because there's a lot of good sales around Christmas time and even after Christmas, but I have some meat that I can pull from. I have things in my pantry that I can pull from. So try to go on a spending freeze altogether, except for maybe allot yourself a certain amount of money each week to buy fresh produce, to be able to get a few of the things you need, like bread or eggs or whatever that is. For us, we have a lot of meat right now. We have some things in the pantry. We have things that I can make meals with without spending much money, and pretty much we've been doing that all week. And we're going to, I set a limit of $50 a week for us to be able to buy fresh produce and anything else that we might need to pull those meals together in our house. And we have 5 people living in our household right now. So you take that in consideration, you know, how much money do you need for your house? It might only be $25. We actually haven't finished spending the $50 and we're at the end of the week. So we only spent $27. I set aside $50. We're getting pretty low on a lot of things. So we're definitely going to be using that little bit of extra for this next week and the $50 for next week also. So with that, this kind of goes hand in hand with number 2, but we have to meal plan. I know it takes time, but you know, things the meal planning actually can save you a lot of time, like mental energy and frustration too. So if you can use Pinterest and all of those things, but I would just say look at the things that your family likes. Write down what you have, maybe in a calendar or on a sheet. Write down the things that you eat on a regular basis. Plan out your meals that way. But also, we always go back to like starting. You can figure out how to make anything. Maybe you like tacos, but hamburger meat's not on sale. So you get chicken. Make chicken tacos this week or pork tacos. Sometimes we get pulled pork and we make 3 different meals out of that. And usually it's on sale for like 89 cents a pound sometimes. You can find a good deal on it. And we'll make pulled pork barbecue sweet potatoes. We'll make pulled pork tacos, and then we'll just have pulled pork stew, like with roasted vegetables or something like that. And so that's something that we do to help us to save money. But the meal planning for us is a big thing that has really helped us. And also we, like I said, we buy cheaper cuts of meat too. So people are like, well, how do you have steak? Well, sometimes we buy the chuck roast. We only buy it when it's on sale. We buy a nicer cut of meat around for a special occasion when it's on sale, and I stock up on it. I buy multiples whenever that comes into play. If a store only allows you to buy 2 and you live close by, you can go back and get another, or you can have a family member get you some, whatever it is. But most of the time I don't have to do that because I stock up on the things that we need as they're on sale. And whenever things aren't that great on sale, you can always rely on chicken legs and things like that are lower cost meats. And I'm saying meat because meat tends to be, people think it's more expensive. We tend to do a meat and vegetable based diet, but meats in your freezer don't go bad. Whereas when you buy vegetables and you don't eat them, you end up having to throw them out. I personally have a different kind of a diet because of autoimmune restrictions, but meat is something going to be a staple in our house forever, and I don't see that changing. So we just have to work with what we got and what is out there. We are fortunate that we live by a couple of really great cost-saving places to shop at. For us, it's Aldi. There's also Joe V's. You can find deals anywhere, though. I lived in a community where there was only like a Fred Meyer's and which would be Kroger's here in Texas. And there was also some other like grocery outlets and type things like that. You can still find good deals every store you shop in. I guarantee it. Set your budget, go in, use a calculator. If you have a hard time overspending in a grocery store, just set your phone to calculate and put it all in there. Or get one of your kids to help you with that. They can add up each thing and help keep track of how much you're spending. You can set aside things like, this is something I really want, but if I don't have the money, then you can go put that back at the end of the grocery trip. You can also shop online. That is a great way to save money. I know that we did it a lot during the pandemic, or sometimes when my health has been bad, or I've been sick, or the kids are sick, just so much going on. It's a great tool to be able to I even say that sometimes even getting grocery delivery can save you money. If you're the type of person that goes into Walmart and overspends on things that are not necessary for you, that you don't really need, like how many of us have 50,000 clothes in our drawers and in our closets? Do we really need another shirt? Most of us don't. I'm not saying that there aren't people that do need clothes, but most of us don't need new clothes. And I'm just as guilty. I have definitely been an impulse shopper at times. And so that's one of the things that I saw whenever I first started thinking, I'm going to try out this grocery delivery or pickup and see how it is. And then I would go online, start looking at things and be like, this. Now they have learned, they'll be like, their computer systems have learned Like, oh, you buy this every time, do you want this? They're trying to get you to add more to your cart. Just say no unless it's something that you really forgot. But you can, set your budget in mind and you can see the dollar amount up there. It's like, oh, okay, I got my $50. That's all I need. Or if you are getting grocery delivery, you want to make sure that you tip your driver. That's important that we give something for someone who's doing something nice for us and helping us out. So if you're on a $50 budget, which is really tight, like I said right now, make sure that you leave enough to tip your driver, at least something. And so these are the couple of hacks that I have come up with. I hope that they help you and your family fill your wallet this year, and there'll be more to come. So hopefully you have an awesome and blessed new year in the 2023.